trying to get everything set up here. I told y'all, I was gonna try to come and do another one of these Saturday morning streams. I really enjoy doing them. Seems like we can get some people who don't normally get a chance to tune into the evening streams to come on. So we're here, Saturday. I got nothing really to do. Okay. Usually when I do these streams, I've come to town to get groceries and I'm waiting on the bus. Today, I came to town to do the stream. So we might be able to go a little longer. We'll see. Already got me a little Starbucks. They jumped on me in the last video for having Starbucks, but we got it again. We here. We got some of that good old Starbucks again. Okay, overpriced coffee, but I love it. Anyway, just sitting here waiting to see if anybody tunes in. Still nobody. Okay. Let me check on the stream. Make sure we good. Okay, there we go. Dion. Okay, cool. Okay, one person. Okay, I was about to be like, did we set the stream up? Cooper the Great, what up, what up, what up, what up? What up, Coop? Sometimes there's a little lag between when I see the people and the numbers and the people coming in. What up, Patrick? Alan? Jay Cortez, how you doing? Graham, good morning. Oh, it's your birthday? Hey, congratulations on making it another 365 days around the sun. Congratulations. Congratulations on getting a little older. Actually, I don't really believe in age anymore. Congratulations on another year of wisdom accumulated. We'll say that. You know, I think we put way too much emphasis on age, and it doesn't really mean anything. So, you know, I'm gonna start applauding people for another 365 days of wisdom and experience. Feeling better at 41 than at 21. Nice, nice, nice. That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear. So many people so scared of aging, and it's like, it's amazing. What up, Maria? Heading out the door. Appreciate you coming through to say what up. Yeah, Prince didn't care about age. You look good. We put too much emphasis on age, and like, we have all these, oh, if you're a certain age, you can't do this, you can't do that. It's all this craziness, you know? None of it means anything. Brian, what up? Happy Saturday, Ellie. You know, once you over 21, it don't even matter no more. It's Bellin on your third glow up at 43. Let's go. You just having regular glow ups. I love it. Craig, I am very happy to have the W back. Watched the Indiana Fever game last night. You know, sometimes you just have moments where, you know, life, everything's, you know, when I'm watching Caitlin Clark and them play and they're winning, life is just amazing, bro. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, man. So, and sometimes it's good to have things taken away for a while so you appreciate them again. So, yeah, man, I'm glad the W's back. Glad the W's back. Now, you know, there's some trades that took place during the Olympic break I ain't too happy about. They traded my girl Marina Mabrey to Connecticut, and I can't stand Connecticut, so I'm mad about that. Mad about that. But, you know, we you know, life can't always be everything you want it to be, you know. What up, Real Art? Yeah, Craig, yeah, you know, I let the older players have their fun. They did, they won their medal. Now in 2028, we'll get to see the real stars pop out when America takes gold again. I kind of want somebody to beat us, so it'll really be a storyline. You know, it's no storyline now in the Olympics. In basketball, we always win. What up, John? We need to lose a couple times, so then it'll be a storyline, right? It's, you know, it gets boring when you always win. France almost beat us, though, so that's kind of a storyline. It's like we almost lost, so, you know. Corvette Goddess, what up, what up, what up? I was just talking about you earlier. I was talking about you earlier with a friend of mine. It was good, it was positive. What up, Antonio? The men lost in 2004. That was 20 years ago. You know what I mean? Like, hey, thank you. Yeah, you know, I've been getting down there to the Ross and the Marshalls. I've been trying to step. You know, part of my 5-year plan is I'm trying to step up my dress game, my physical appearance game. Y'all know me. Sometimes I don't put too much work into all that, and I know it doesn't matter, but it's part of my plan. 5 years from now, I might go back to wearing the same shirt every day and not care. But right now, I'm trying to, you know? So yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's nice little scenery, got some traffic behind me, you know. What is this car doing? Y'all see, y'all think I'm lying when I say no matter where I go, somebody will. That ain't even like a driveway. I sit here, somebody pulls in. You see what I'm saying? No matter where I go, somebody comes around. It's not even a driveway, they trying to pull in. Oh, ZZ, yeah. Oh, thank you for bringing me. I forgot what the title of the thing was. I was saying what's up to all my friends. So yeah, me and shout out to my friend Jessica. She does YouTube too, occasionally. But I was talking to her the other day. We hadn't caught up in a while. G Money, 5 days sober. Congratulations, congratulations. Keep going. Let's get that week, brother. Let's get that week. But we were talking, and she was saying that how in life, like her version of it is, you just got to pull the thread. You know what I mean? She's doing something in life, and it wasn't what she was planning on doing, but she's just trying to going along with it, and it seems like it's working out. It's kind of getting her where she was trying to go. And I think in life, that's my version of it, is just take the next step. I think sometimes we don't know what to do. We have ideals of like where we'd like to be, what we want to be doing. We don't know how to get there. It can seem overwhelming. I always say just take the next step that seems like logical. Take the next step that seems to make sense. And it doesn't always have to be like a big step. You know what I mean? It's just like what seems right now. What seems like I want to do it right now. You know what I mean? Like what's the next thing? And just finding something. Because a lot of times we get analysis paralysis and we do nothing because we can't fit, you know what I mean? We just end up doing nothing because we're trying to figure out what to do. But it's just like, take the next step. I'll say this too. Even if nothing, take a step. Take a step. Even if you're like, none of these steps seem like the right step, I'm just gonna take a step. You know what I mean? Do something. Just take the next step that seems like it might be the right one, or you know what I mean? Action leads to more action. What do they say? An object in motion stays in motion. A lot of times we're not in motion. We're pondering, we're analyzing, we're doing research, which is good, but sometimes we get stuck in that phase. Action leads to more action. Even if it's the wrong action, realizing, oh, this wasn't the right move might let you know, okay, do this then. You see what I'm saying? It's all about doing something, taking some type of action, because that gets the ball rolling and then the ball keeps rolling. But a lot of times we just hold the ball in our hand and never roll it. Just take the next step, big, small, whatever. Just do something. Action. So to answer your question, ZZ, if you don't know what the next step to take, just take one. Take what seems like the best step. What up, Carl? Euphoric, yeah, I'm here. John, I do think there are, you said like most of the women you end up going out with are like teachers. I do think there are certain types that are attracted to us or we're attracted to. You know what I mean? I do think so. And I know I've noticed that like a lot of the women I've dated or had situationships with, they kind of fall in certain kind of types, and I'm just like, oh, that's, and it's not so much like, oh, that's my type. It's more like that people in these groups kind of are attracted to me. You know what I mean? So I can see that. Something about teachers, just, they like you. I don't know, don't overanalyze it. That'd be my first piece of advice. Don't overanalyze it. Just go along with it. I mean, ZZ Top, yeah, you said you get the ball rolling, it's rubbish, you go back to stagnation. Nothing ever says that like it's gonna work out on the first time. So it might be that you gotta get the ball rolling 5 times before the ball's rolling in the right direction. You know what I mean? But you gotta do those first 4 to get to the 5th. So even when you do something, like I said, it doesn't work out, that's part of the process. Like, it's all a process. Life is all process, you know what I mean? So it might just be like, yeah, you gotta, I talk about this with sobriety a lot of times. You might have to relapse 10 times, and then that 11th time it works. But you had to relapse 10 times for that 11th time you to be like, okay, I'm done with this. Same with when we're trying to do things in life. It might not materialize the first 3 times. But it might take 4. You know, because a lot of and I know a lot of, and I try to check myself on this too. I know it's very easier as influencers or content creators, people who have an audience, when we discover something that works. Naturally, we kind of say it in a way that I think sometimes make it seem like it's easy. Because like sometimes once you get somewhere, you forget how hard you had to, you know what I mean? But like it's not always, sometimes it takes a lot of effort. The ball might be rolling a lot of times, you know? But like stopping and stagnating, I don't think is ever the answer, because it's gonna take action to get you where you need to go, unless it's one of those blessings that's just given to you. But most of the time, like, you're gonna have to take some kind of action, right, wrong, repeated, whatever. Action's better than no action in most things. Secret Beach, what up? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Once you realize, Krista, exactly. Once you realize wrong decisions lead to right decisions, you realize there's no wrong decisions. You know? Once you realize the wrong decision was just another stepping stone on the path to the right decision, then you realize there's no wrong decisions. Then you stop like overanalyzing, because it's just like, oh, I feel like I need to do something. Now, there are some times in life when you do hang back, do nothing. But if it's one of those times where you're like, I feel like I need to do something, once you realize like, oh, it's all just a stepping stone to where I'm going, you're not as worried about making the right decision. That's what I'm saying. A lot of times we get hung up because we're like, I need to make the right decision. Nah, it's all, just make a decision. It's all heading in the direction. Like if you're focused on a certain path in life, a certain direction, everything you do is heading in that direction, right? If you've got a goal, say you're like, I'm gonna buy 10 acres of land and I'm gonna raise goats for cheese, I don't know, and that's like your goal. I'm getting 10 acres of land, I'm gonna have a goat farm, and like you're set on that, like everything you do is heading in that direction, even if you have setbacks. The first piece of land you try to buy, it doesn't work out. You're still heading in that direction. It's still the right decision. Even if that land didn't work out, you know what I mean? Once you're heading in a certain direction, everything is heading in that direction. We look at it like, oh, I'm back to square one. No, that's one of the worst sayings ever. You're never back to square one, because you learned something. You gained some knowledge. You know now. When you were at square one, you didn't know nothing. But like every action you take is heading you in that direction. So like there's never any going back. They can't take the wisdom, the knowledge from you. You know what I mean? Well, it's easy. Yeah, there are some times when, like you said, you're getting tired of pushing. There are some times when it's okay to just stop. You know what I mean? If you've really been going at it, and nothing, it is okay to take a break. It is okay to be like, well, I'm just not, for this whatever amount of time, I'm just chilling. Because a lot of people are the opposite. They never do any pushing. But it's kind of a balance, actually. So like if you've always been trying to go after it, boom, and it just doesn't see, you know, you getting, if it doesn't feel like a time to be pushing, take some time off. Even that, you might just need to heal. You might just need to relax. That's even an action, actually. You're like, what I'm going to do now is relax. For 2025, I'm relaxing. I'm not trying to achieve anything. I'm not trying to meet nobody. I'm not trying to start a side hustle. 2025, I am relaxing. That is the next step for me, is I'm relaxing. You know what I mean? If you've been trying to be a go-getter for years and you just gotten out, you know what I mean? Take some time off, take a break. You might find that that's the right action. Doing nothing might Taking steps to do nothing might be just what you need. You know what I mean? Hey, Jose, what up? Oh, Jan coming through. Okay, thanks. The Nasdaq 100 is going to continue to compound at 13.5% a year and a credit return. Okay, I'm gonna take the opposite action on that, Jan. Let's make a friendly wager. Let's see what it does in 2025. I'm expecting different. I'm expecting different. We'll see though. Phoenix, what up? Great question, Osmina. How do you gain the guts to face the criticism of others who don't approve of you? I think it comes in. I don't think there's any way to, like, you can't go down there to the Walmart and buy guts. You know what I mean? I need some guts. Let me get on Amazon and buy courage. It doesn't work that way. I think it comes through putting yourselves in situations where you know that's going to happen and dealing with it. And I mean, once again, you can baby step it. You don't have to jump out the window and totally just do things that, everybody's going to come at you about. But if you slowly allow yourself to be in different situations where some people are going to disapprove, there might be a little disapproval, and you realize that, like, the world didn't end. You realize that, like, oh, I'm still fine. It's okay. Like, honestly, if you think about it, you do something, somebody disapproves. Nothing changes in the world. Your bank account, your bank account doesn't get robbed. You know what I mean? Nothing happens. It's just someone has an opinion. There are a billion opinions flying around every single day, every single moment. Like, nothing happens. Just someone doesn't approve. Like, and the more people don't approve of you and they voice that and nothing happens, the easier it becomes. And then you can get to a place where, like, you don't even care. You get to a place where you can just be like, over time, where you can just be like, yeah, Mom, I understand you don't approve, but I'm doing it. Because it's just opinions. Like, nobody's doing nothing. You know what I mean? Like, it's just people don't agree with it. And part of it, here's the big part of it, though, if we're being honest. We want people's approval. So part of it, too, is we have to work on ourselves and get to the point where, like, I know even if nobody else approves of it, if I feel I'm doing the right thing, it's okay. But as long as we're always looking to other people for validation, it's going to bother us when they don't give us that validation. That's really what gets to us a lot, is like, oh, am I doing something wrong because people don't agree with me? But once you get to the point where you find the validation internally or with a select group of people, it doesn't matter what other people think, because you're fine. So it's a mix of, like, learning to not care, but also working on ourselves to get to a place where, like, I always think of, for example, like, I like chicken thighs, right? Or whatever your food is you really enjoy. If you're sitting at a table with 10 people and they all hate Brussels sprouts and you like Brussels sprouts, and you order up you a mean, nasty old bowl of Brussels sprouts, are you going to care that they don't like Brussels sprouts? No, because you like them. So you're going to order them, you're going to eat them, you're going to be fine. It doesn't bother you because the reward you're getting is, I'm going to get me some Brussels sprouts. The same is true in life. Like, if you're doing things that bring you joy, bring you happy, bring you fulfillment, you can get to the point where you're like, I don't care if anybody gets it because I know the reward I'm getting. So, like, why do I, even if it's uncomfortable, it balances out because of the reward you're getting. It's Bellum. I do think it's natural to want validation. That's why I mentioned from a select group of people. The problem for a lot of us is we're seeking validation from people we don't really care about, or whose opinions we don't really care about, or we shouldn't care about. It takes taking the time to, yes, I agree, healthy validation is important from the right people. So I did a short a few years back where it's like, I have a list. If you're not on that list, I don't care what you think about me. I genuinely don't. I get annoyed when people, say stuff, but like, I don't care. So like, I have a list of people who like, if these people have a problem with what I'm doing, I'm gonna check myself and see. I might still do it. But like, if my close friends, or people I consider family aren't giving me validation or aren't understanding what I'm doing, let me check and make sure I'm not out of line. But like, just random people who happen to be related to me or random people I work with, what they think of me does not bother me in the slightest bit. They're not on the list. So I don't need validation from them. If my dad calls me and gives me validation, it means the world to me. To this day, grown man. If my dad says, hey, he'll come on the stream sometime and he'll watch, and then I might talk to him later, and he's like, hey, Tim, that point you made the other day, well, that was really, really good. That means the world to me. Healthy, positive validation from my father. Some random person who just happens to know me somehow say, you gotta be on the list. Michael, I think the abundance and the manifestation and all that is becoming more mainstream. I think as organized religion is pushing more people away, more people are turning to spirituality. And when it starts becoming mainstream, people start hijacking it and like, us influencers, we're gonna try to make money off of it and whatever. It's becoming trendy. I don't know if it's cringe, but it's definitely becoming trendy. So, as with everything. Jose, it is hard to leave a good career job that pays well, society gives high validation. It is. It is. It is. That's why I say I speak to the people who are at a job like that but are miserable. I don't want you to be miserable. I want you to get your coins. I want you to have a high status job if possible. Great. I'm all for that. But if you're miserable, let's have a discussion. If it's making you unhealthy, if you're getting sick, then let's have a discussion. But yeah, it is hard to leave a job like that, even when it is making you sick. You know what I mean? What up, Brennan? I'm good. How are you? I mean, yeah, Osmina, it's not easy. And I appreciate you being, honest and truthful there and vulnerable. Like, it does hurt. But the good news is, over time, it hurts less. And eventually you can get to a place where it's like, But there's so many things in life that we want to get to, or like working out. It hurts. It sucks. The few times I've done it. But it gets easier and you reap the rewards. So like, yeah, this is another one of those things of like, it's not going to be easy. You're not going to just like listen to podcasts and suddenly not care what people think of you. There's work involved. There's time involved. But it gets easier. And when you finally get to that place where like you don't care, it's worth all that pain you went through. When you finally get to the place where negative criticism is just like, when you finally get to the place where you're like, what can they say about me? I like when people just go ahead and get it out, because then they got nothing else to say. All right, you said it now. What next? You know what I mean? Ask that lady out, John. I feel like John, half the time we talk, you're about to ask somebody out. John be in them streets. CPT said, what do you do if your mother disagrees? How do you handle that stress? I feel like that is definitely a hard one. Our parents are, mean a lot to us. Their opinion means a lot. When they disagree, I think that falls back on, in life sometimes we got to ask ourselves, how bad do we want it? And the cross you might have to bear is that moms don't get it. As someone who has a super religious mother who doesn't talk to me because I'm not the same religion as her, I understand that situation. you know, and for many years it was very painful, but it got easier. But it's just like you have to you have to live your life to get the most out of this life. You have to live the life you need to live. Everybody's not going to agree with that. It's going to be very painful sometimes when certain people don't agree with it, but that just might be the cross you have to bear. You know what I mean? And I wish there was some, as someone who's born a couple of them crosses, I wish there was an easier way. But it's just like some stuff is like, hey, this is the test. How bad do you want it? You can give in and just listen to mom and not achieve and be miserable and unhappy and grow to hate your mom because every time you think about what you could have been, you're like, if only mom hadn't blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Or you can do it and like maybe mom will come around. You know what I mean? Hey, Super Chat Squad. Thank you, CPT. Thank you, Super Chat Squad. Thank you so much. Let me give you a like on that. Boom. Thank you so much. And you're welcome. But yeah, like sometimes that is something when I realize sometimes that's just the cross we have to bear mentality, life got a little easier. I still had to bear that heavy cross, but you almost bear it with pride because it's like, oh, this is what I got to go through. There's people over here, they got their crosses, they got the things they're fighting with. This is mine. This is the universe. This is God saying, hey, I got you, but in the way this life is set up now, you're going to have certain things. You're going to have to climb certain mountains to get to certain valleys. Like you got to climb the mountain to get to the mountaintop. Right? You got to climb the mountain to get to the mountaintop. Then when you get to the mountaintop, it's worth it. The view is worth it. You go down the other side, there's a valley, nice river, you know what I mean? This is just the mountaintop I got to climb, you know? It's going to suck, but it's leading to something. Going against, what your parents think is right for you in life because you want to do a certain thing. It sucks, and especially in the beginning, but when you do that certain thing and it brings you that joy and that happiness, you know why you did it, when I say my mom doesn't talk to me, if it's not business or like health related, she literally doesn't talk to me. Like, I ain't talked to my mom on the phone in 3 years, probably 2 years. And I respect, like, that's her right. I would always want, if it was for some other reason, I might feel some way, but it's her relationship with God. So like, if she feels like her relationship with God says, since I'm a non-believer, she can't talk to me, I'm not mad at that. You know what I mean? Was it painful? Yeah, in the beginning, but like, one thing I've noticed that any family member or friend that I've lost because of the way I live my life, if it's something positive, that person, I won't say that person has been replaced because you can't replace my mom, but there have been other people who came into my life to fill that void. Like I said, yeah, exactly, Spell. I still love my mama. If they call me and she needs something, I got it. They called me a few months back, hey, mom needs brakes. Boom, how much you need from me? I got you. Sent that right over. Like, I love my mom. Our relationship is what it is. I was a little bitter when I was younger, but it's been 20 some years now. But that's the cross I had to bear. Was like, hey, if you're gonna stick by your guns and live the life like, and I'm not gonna lie, like when it first happened, I was out in the streets wilding, you know what I mean? But as I came back around and, I'm grown now, it would be compromising my beliefs to try to like go back and be that religion and live the way my mom wants me to live so I could talk to her again, So the price I gotta pay for being true to my beliefs is like, mama don't rock with me, but we good. Y'all rock with me, so we good. Remember me. There's a lot of couples at Big Sky. There's a lot of single people too, but there's a lot of couples. A lot of the couples switch up. There's a couple up there. Yeah, Azmina, yeah, you're right. I think being in the present moment, is very important. You know, that balance of like working on yourself, but also enjoying and embracing who you are now. Because I think that happens a lot too. We're always trying to like improve ourselves and we don't give ourselves credit for who we are. Enjoy the you right now. Even if you're like, yeah, right now I struggle with, you know, when people criticize me negatively, it bothers me a little too much. But like, still enjoy the awesome human being you are now and just be like, I'm working on that. You know, a lot of times that's, yeah, just the simple, instead of beating ourselves up because we're not where we want to be, just telling ourselves like, hey, I'm working on it. And I'm going to enjoy the version of me, who I am now. I'm going to live the best life I can. And 5 years from now, when I fix this problem, I'm going to live that version of me. But a lot of times we're always looking ahead, always trying to like, you know, fix ourselves, always down on ourselves. And that's not an environment to grow. You know what I mean? That's not an environment to grow. CPT, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Coming through again with the love. Thank you. Super Chat Squad, thank you. And you're very welcome. You're very welcome. Hopefully those words did something for you. Thank you. But yeah, like the best environment to grow is like a loving environment. You know what I mean? Like the kids who have like the best childhoods come from houses of love, right? So like think about ourselves and the way we come. Like if you love yourself, that is a great environment to grow and like better yourself. But if you're always down on yourself, if you're always low-key telling yourself like I'm not good enough, subconsciously you're going to be like, well then I'm not good enough to change. You know what I mean? But if you're like, hey, I'm an amazing person, I got some things to work on and I'm just going to work on them, you're going to grow quicker and better because you believe, like if you believe you're a good person worthy of good things, you're going to do good things. If you believe you're a piece of crap, that's horrible soil. You know what I mean? So like I think, yeah, big thing is just giving yourself grace. Like I'm a human being. The fact that we're even out here trying to be good people is amazing. You know how many people gave up? You know how many people don't care? The fact that you're trying, like you've noticed I want to work on this is amazing. You know? Hey, I feel like CPT came through again. CPT Jones, did you mean to come through again? I appreciate that. Super Chat Squad, thank you. Came through again. Thank you so much. I hope if that was a mistake, the third one, you know, feel free to retract it. I appreciate the love. Super, thank you so much. Thank you. And John coming through as well says, starting my day with wisdom from Timmy. I love it. Hey, we here. I love starting my morning with y'all too. Thank you, John. Thank you. Let me appreciate that love. Thank y'all. I mean, yeah, eternally. And I appreciate y'all saying that. People always have my back on that one. They're like, bro, that's crazy. You know, moms, you know, it's just, it has definitely made me a stronger person. It has affected me some, because it wasn't just my mom. It was literally, I grew up in that religion and literally everybody in that religion stopped talking to me. So like one day, all the people I grew up with were talking to me. The next day, when they announced I was kicked out, none of them talked to me. So I literally lost all my friends in like a day. So that I've realized in hindsight that kind of affected me. And to some extent still affects me. But I'm a big boy, you know what I mean? So, you know, we just run with it. Mike01 Davis, thank you. How you doing, sir? Hope you're good. Hope the fam is good. Oh, trying to get you a like there. Okay, I don't know what it's not letting me like it, but thank you, Mike. Always good to see you. Appreciate the love. Hope you're good. Hope the family's good. Hope you're enjoying your Saturday. Enjoy your weekend. We got Ecuador in the building. Nathan, about to come back home though. Yeah, you know, Mo, I see a lot of people, especially when like TikTok and, you know, social media became popular. So many people who just wanted to like bash on their upbringing and their childhood. And if you did have a bad childhood, I get it. But I think a lot of people had decent childhoods and they just wanted to be fashionable. And it's like, I can't think of anything worse than like, as a parent, struggling for 18 to 20 years to bring your child up in the most loving household you could, and then seeing your kid on the internet at 25 talking about how you raised them horribly and you messed them up and like you screwed them up. I can't imagine anything worse than that. That's why I'm like, even like this, if I, I'll this is a true situation, so I'll talk about like this is a situation, but you will never hear me say nothing bad about my mama. You know what I mean? I respect that's her right to do it. I know she loves me. I still love her. You will never hear me say nothing bad about my mom, none of that, because like they didn't have to be there for me. They didn't have to raise me. Middle class upbringing. Never wanting for anything. Like so. What happened later aside, like, I'm blessed for the childhood I had. And I'll always be grateful for that. Oh, CP3, thank you. Okay, I appreciate that. So keep it anyway. Let's go. Shelly said, I'm an expanding vessel of love. Let's go. Okay. The immature side of me was like, hey, Shanae, no problem. You're welcome. David, I was raised Jehovah's Witness. Jonathan Daniels, how you doing? You're welcome. Brennan, if you know me, and I see people already responding in the chat, I'm big on like let me not just go to my immediate answer. From the heart, my answer is follow your heart. But if you are in a situation where you need the money, you know what I mean? Like, I think we have to realize some things are case by case. If you're in a situation where you need the money, you got responsibilities, maybe your funds have been, you know what I mean? If you're in a situation where that money is going to do something very important for you, then you may have to go after the money. But if you don't need that extra money, I'm going to always say go with your heart. But like there may be times where you got to grind it out and get them coins up, then you can get back to following your heart. So I can't blanketly say always follow your heart. When I'm speaking from the heart, I'm like follow the heart. But there might be times when it's like, maybe you need the coins. Hey, Miss Queenick, thank you. Super Chat Squad, thank you so much. Thank you. Sorry it took me so long to get to your super chat. Thank you so much. So yeah, Brent, it just kind of depends on the situation, Now, I will say, if it's a paper chase and you don't like it, chase that paper until you don't need to anymore, then get back to following your heart. That should be the ultimate goal. Hey, thanks, Kaya. You're welcome. We try to keep it consistent. Stay free. Oh yeah, that's a t-shirt. I like that. Rose, I'm gonna have to respectfully, Rose. Rose said usually the child never lies about their parents, especially when feeling so compelled to go as far as calling them out in public. I don't know if you spend any time on TikTok, Rose, but it's a different generation now. If you go on social media and talk about you had good parents, nobody cares. If you go on social media and talk about you had bad parents, the likes and the clicks and the subs go through the roof. So my experience has been that I see a lot of people that I'm like, or even people like I know in real life who will be bashing their parents, and I'm like, that don't even sound like a bad childhood. Just because your parents pulled you out of one school and moved you to another one, you're blaming them for like all your problems now? Like, stop, bro. So it's been my experience that with social media, people will call their parents out for stuff that ain't even call outable, in my opinion. Remember me, I haven't worked at Big Sky since 2021, so I'm not sure what it is now. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, Rose, you're right. I'm not going to assume that anyone who does that is ungrateful, but I just know some people that You know, the game changed with social media when it became less about, oh, I just want to talk about this, and more about what will get me clicks, what will get me views. Because attention equals money. Like, attention's the new currency. So people will do things for attention that, like, if it wouldn't get them attention, they never do. So that changed the game on everything. Joshua, what up? Thank you, thank you. That changed the game on everything because, like, now, you know, people will sell their soul for likes and views because it turns into money, you know? So, yeah, I know some people who had horrible childhoods. And when they talk about it, I'm like, but I know some, yeah, on the flip side, I know some people where I'm like, dang, like, I know your mama. She wasn't that bad. Like, calm down. Your mama tried. What did, dang, what's his name? Merle Haggard say, mama tried? They didn't know I knew about Merle Haggard. They didn't know I knew about Merle. They didn't see that coming. See ya, Hieronymus. See you later. Have a great day. Thank you. Which, like, a lot of the fake stuff, I'm not mad at. You know, but it's like when you're speaking about real life stuff and lying, I get a little whatever. But the fake stuff they do, it's the internet. You know, wait till, I mean, you think it's fake now. AI, nothing's gonna be real. Except me and my channel. Nothing's gonna be real. It's gonna be all AI, people just making stuff up 24/7. Like, you think it's bad now. Just wait. Nathan, yes, over the years, pay has gone up for seasonal jobs. Some of them are still lagging behind. Even the place I work at now, I think, is very far behind on the pay. But I don't come here for the pay. So if you saw how small my paychecks are after they take out housing and retirement. But, you know, I don't come here for the pay. But yeah, you know, it has gone up since I started doing it in 2015. But I still think, you know, we could do some work. You know, seasonal work in general can do some work on the pay. Tanya, I'm in Colorado. Facts, Nicole. You know, one day it's gonna it you know, when you because you're planting the seed in your own kids to be victims. So if they come up hearing you talk about grandma was this, grandma was that, grandpa did that, what are they gonna do to you? Because that's all they're gonna know as an example of what kids do to parents. You know what I mean? That's all they're gonna know. So even if they don't totally feel that way, they're probably gonna be like that because it seems normal. It's like, yeah, you always bash your parents. You know what I mean? What up, Acid? Denver in the building. What I think the federal minimum wage should be? I think they should have kept up with, like, inflation and the cost of living over the years. It should be up around $30 an hour, respectfully. You know what I mean? It should be up around $25, $30 an hour. It should be high enough that minimum wage should keep up to where, like, one person working, what would it take for one person working to be able to afford a one-bedroom apartment, a decent car, and groceries, and have money left over? You know what I mean? For one person to be able to afford an apartment, a car, have grocery money, take 2 vacations a year, and still have money left in the bank, $30, $35 an hour. You know what I mean? I think that, yeah, we don't measure what minimum wage should be by the right measurements. Like, it should be about what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of the word, but yeah, it should be about, like, how much would it take for the average person, just one person working, to be able to afford a basic lifestyle? Let's start from there. You know what I mean? Then we go up. And minimum wage should be frowned upon. We should live in a world where, like, if you're paying your employees minimum wage, they're egging your car when you leave. People throwing bricks at you. You know Ted pays his people minimum wage? What? He's only paying them $30 an hour? I ain't never working for him. You know what I mean? Like that, not really throwing bricks, but you know what I mean? It should be that tight instead of this like, well, they're paying a minimum wage. Retire and go. How you doing? How you going? Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Thank you. Super Chat Squad. It's a beautiful woodland area, Tim. Yes, at 18, I put it all behind and move forward. As adults, we write our own book, The Past is the Past. Facts. Facts. And yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you can decide. Love this. You can decide to be like, even people, who were in situations, maybe didn't have the best upbringing. You can decide to put that behind you. I'm not going to let, even if you had things happen, I'm not going to let that define me. I'm moving on. Instead, we have this victim mentality now where like people just want to dredge up any little thing that happens to them and talk about it forever. And then they wonder why like their lives aren't going anywhere. You got to let go of that. Move forward. Write your own book, bro. Retire and go. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much. Once again, anybody, if you're thinking about living free, other countries, Southeast Asia, South America, things like that, on a minimalist, low-cost lifestyle, you got to check out Retire and Go. Has some really good videos. Also very peaceful. Like the music he uses in the background, very, very peaceful. Nice vibe. Thank you again. Does that say Ite? When I was younger and drinking, I used to smoke the devil's lettuce. But now, I don't like any outside substances like drugs or anything. Like, I don't see the point. Other than caffeine. I realized the irony of that immediately. I said, I don't like any outside substance. I'm sipping on it. Other than caffeine. And I'm going to quit that one day. Yeah, Corvette Goddess. The whole, like, you don't have to pay waiters minimum wage. Like, now, here's the thing. And I've realized, I think it's mainly on the East Coast, they do that stupid, you can pay waiters and waitresses $3 an hour because they get tips. Because like out on the West Coast, in a lot of places, or out West, they don't do that. Like waiters have to get, and waitresses and servers have to get minimum wage and their tips. There's a lot of places like that. Because that's crazy. They'd be like, oh, we pay you $4 an hour because you get tips. I'm like, I worked as a hotel housekeeper making $20 a room and I got tips. You know what I mean? I was making great money. You know what I mean? And I got to keep my tips. So like, why can you knock their pay down? Because they're getting tips. You know what I mean? It just didn't make any, But they do that so people can more profits. Yeah, exactly, Patrick. Oh, work ethic, work hard, blah, blah, blah. We ain't gonna pay you nothing. But like, but we take it, so they do it. And I understand, you gotta eat, I get it. What up, Sam? I get it, but like, what's gonna end up happening is, it's gonna get so far out of whack that like, you see already people are like, I don't wanna work, I'm not working. That move, if they don't do something soon, that movement is just gonna keep increasing. Like out, in China, they had the Let It Rot, a lie flat movement. Those will come here. Those will come here. People just won't care no more. And here's the thing: when society, like a lot of people do it too because they think society will look down on them if they don't work or like whatever. When society stops seeing, like when the societal views of it change, and when the average person understands why you still live in your mom's basement at 35 because you're not gonna like take the BS pay out there, and so you just like do enough DoorDash to get by, and you just sit and play PS7 in your mom's basement. When the average person gets that, when your dating opportunities don't go down, more people will do it. A lot of people put up with society, and the BS in society because they're scared to go against, they think people look down on them. When the average man and woman in the street gets it, oh, more people will start doing it. Oh, just wait. Oh, just wait. Yeah, trickle down economics. Don't get me started. Don't get me started. Yeah, we get roommates too. I'm telling you, people are just gonna be like, you know, if I already gotta have 2 roommates, why don't we just get 6 roommates and then all of us just work part-time? If I'm working full-time and I have to have 2 roommates, why don't we just get 6 roommates and we all work part-time and we all hang out? You know what I mean? Like I'm telling you, it's going okay. Look at the East. Jackson, how do you live life without feeling so attached to people and things? Well, the things when I got unattached to things when I started getting rid of things. You know, as long as I was felt I needed to acquire things, I was attached to them. But when I took that leap and started getting rid of stuff, it allowed me to see I don't really care about stuff. And the same is true with people. You know, if you got people in your life that aren't good for you and you start cutting them off, you know, pulling away, you'll start to realize you don't need those people. You'll start to realize how much happier you are with just the 3 people you got in your life who actually care. You won't be attached to just anybody no more. It's hard for me to meet somebody. Like I meet people and we're cool, but like for you to really be in my circle, it's hard because I ain't got many slots, and it takes a really special person to catch one. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, as you let go, you realize you don't need that stuff, and you realize like how much better you feel without all that extra stuff. It might be hard in the beginning, but I think you just have to. You can't keep a ton of people around you and keep a bunch of stuff in your life and expect to magically one day not be attached. You have to kind of let go, and then on the backside of that, I think you realize like, oh, I don't really need none of this anyway. What was I doing? Yeah, food's got more expensive, wages ain't went up. Like, it's crazy. You make $3.50 an hour in Ecuador that provides a good life because of spending power, lack of debt-based society, cheap food and rent. That's once again, more and more people looking outside this country. That's going to be part of it too. More and more people just going to leave. You know, I have not been to India. I would love to go though. Yeah, John, there are some people who are homeless by choice. Like they just tired of dealing with it. They just tired of dealing. Like, why am I going to struggle 40, 50 hours a week and like be worried about being homeless when I could just go ahead and be homeless and not have to struggle? Other than the struggles of home, you know what I mean? That is one of the biggest things. Whenever I make videos about like live your life, you know, find another job. You know, the video I just did about does your life feel like a loop? You know, all the stuff we've been told to, you know, they're trying to get you in the system as soon as possible. What up? Makes things. Know me makes things. Thank you. Super Chat Squad. Appreciate your first super chat. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. What do you make? Things. Okay. Thank you. One of the biggest things people say is, I have to keep working this job or keep doing this because so I won't be homeless. Understandably, one of our biggest fears is homelessness. It makes no sense that we work as hard as we work and we're still worried about being homeless. So some people have just been like, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and be homeless and not worry about it. If I can figure out this homeless thing and not work, what can they do to me? You know what I mean? That's a very extreme step, but I get it. You know. Ooh, Slossers. That's extreme right there, and I get it though. You know, you being avoidant to the point where you're like, I don't even want to start a conversation because something bad's probably gonna come with this relationship down the line. That might be a little outside my realm. You know, I don't know if I'd be qualified to answer that. I understand it, but I don't know if I'd be qualified to answer that. Corvette Goddess, yeah, I think a lot of people are barely surviving, you know? I think a lot of people are using credit cards. I think we're gonna. Jalisa, thank you, Jalisa, Super Chat Squad. Thank you, Jalisa. I appreciate the love. Thank you. I think we're gonna get to a point where people can. I hope I'm wrong. Maybe the economy shifts. I don't know, but I feel like right now people are maxing out their options to get by. And when those options run out, I think that's when we'll see the interesting times. But I almost feel like we have to go through those interesting times in order to change the system. Like, people gonna have to start really rebelling, burning stuff down, then they'll change it. But right now, we're taking it. We sit around and complain about it, but we're taking it. I go to Safeway and they didn't raise my chicken thighs by 20 cents. I pay it. You know what I mean? So it's like nothing's gonna change while we take it. It's gonna take drastic. Like, when people aren't taking it no more, then it'll change. Yeah. A couple people talking about kids. Respect. I got friends who just had kids, and I respect it. Y'all braver than me though, because I'm cheap. I don't know how much baby food is right now, but I know if I had to buy baby food and diapers and all that, it would get in the way of my chicken wing money. I couldn't do it. I can't do it. Respect. Yeah, props to the people who do it. You know what I mean? Y'all braver to be. Y'all better humans than me in that regard, because I couldn't do it. Hey, John, thank you. Thank you, John. Super Chat Squad, that is love. Said land of the fees, home of the wage slave. I mean, you know what I mean? You're not wrong. You're not wrong. It's like they're trying to get every little bit of money out of us they can before it all comes falling down. So, like, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. How in the richest country on earth are we all broke? You ever thought about that? How in the richest country, one of the richest countries like ever in history, I would imagine, how are we all broke? Now, some of it is our bad financial behavior, but these days, a lot of it is, these days people are like, I can't even make bad financial decisions. I ain't got no money. I would love to be out there blowing money. I don't have any money to blow. It's crazy. I mean, Corvette Goddess, I could see us at the entryway of the interesting times, if I'm being honest. These are expensive times. I don't know if they fall into my definition of interesting times. Like, you'll know when the interesting times get here, I feel like. My definition of it. Like, I don't like to say bad times or horror. I just say interesting, so. Yeah, I still love the chicken wings. Somebody asked my chicken thigh recipe. I don't cook, so I don't have a chicken thigh recipe. I just go down there to the Safeway and I get the mango habaneros. They make a mean mango habanero. I just get like 5 or 6 thighs. A family of 4 shopping at Whole Foods is around $2K a month in Madison, Wisconsin. I can believe it. Hey, you doing well if you can still afford Whole Foods. You rich if you can go to Whole Foods. If you're not shopping for groceries at Dollar Tree. Everybody in the comments like, Whole Foods? You can afford to go there? That's crazy. Shout out to Madison, Wisconsin. Michael, I respect your opinion. You say you think we can limp along indefinitely. I just don't think so. That's not how economies work. Like, you can't. When the economy gets too top heavy, it always crashes. I mean, I'm just looking back at history. No economy has limped on indefinitely. No empire has limped on indefinitely. Like, it just doesn't work that way. It's not. There's a cycle. There's ups and downs, there's crashes. It just don't work that way. We, in these times, feel like, we're going to be the dominant power forever. Capitalism is going to reign forever. But no, look through history. It just has not worked that way previously. Eventually, every empire, every economy, something comes along and it ruins it, and something comes out of the ashes. So I could be wrong, but like, nah, it's too top heavy. You know what I mean? I've been telling people for years, think less Great Depression, more French Revolution. It was the same thing. All the money was at the top. Eventually, people, when they couldn't buy bread, was like, we gonna start stealing bread. Fast forward, they're chopping, the aristocracy's heads off. Just the way it works. I just look at history. When I'm trying to figure out what could possibly happen next, I just look at history. Throughout history, no economy has just limped on indefinitely. Eventually, greed took over. The people at the top got too greedy. It all came tumbling down. Wash, rinse, repeat. You know. We'll see though. Liu Kang, how's it going? Aldi's, yeah. I wish I had Aldi's here. Yeah, Mike, I'm with you, Mike. I definitely think it's by design. I definitely think it's by design. I mean, if you even think about like the price increments they're increasing, it's like they're steadily just trying, oh, they can afford this, let's bump it up a little more. Oh, they can afford this, let's bump it up a little more. There was a time when people were believing that like, oh, they had to raise prices because of the pandemic. And no, it's been 4 years. There's no shortages. No. They doing this on purpose. It's by design. I think they're slowly trying to get as much money out of us as possible, but not go too far so that people revolt. But they're going to get greedy and go too far. I mean, it's just history. This history, Shopping at Kroger. Yeah, 5. I'm sure capitalism will turn into something else. And we'll be like, oh, this is what was wrong with capitalism, but this is better. And the same thing will happen. This is the thing, though. Every government, every economic system, greed is always its downfall. Because humans are greedy. Once again, the one thing we cannot change is human nature. So it doesn't matter what we come up with. We're greedy. We're going to ruin it. The one common denominator is humans. We always screw it up. This is why I don't get wrapped up in politics and all this other stuff. Look back at history. You'll see what's going to happen. It's us. It's not communism. It's not capitalism. It's not this. It's us. If you could take humans out the equation, you wouldn't need any of this stuff. Everything would be, but no, we mess it up. And then we sit around befuddled about why it messed up. It's us, bro. Ask the animals. They'll be like, it's y'all humans. When y'all wasn't here, it was great. Food spot went up $4 a plate. That's how he's getting crazy out here. And to your point, Corvette Goddess, I feel like sometimes, there are people, like you said, you feel like the malls and places are packed more than ever. I think part of that is broke starts at the bottom, So there might still be people further up, who got a little disposable or still have some stuff on their credit cards. But wait, those people will get there too. If things continue the way they are, it's just like, yeah, there's still money out there. Everybody ain't broke, you know what I mean? But like broke starts at the bottom and works his way up. Through the middle at least. It probably won't at the top. But, and the thing is too, I think a lot of, we're in such a debt-based society that like, because people can go into more debt. You got to think about that too. There might be a family, or some people who had 3 credit cards. Now, money starts getting tight, they get 3 more credit cards. That gives them a lot of money to blow. That gives them some money to blow. Even if they got to use those credit cards, those credit cards for groceries, things like that. They got more money to blow now if they're being, financially responsible. So it may seem like they're not, like people aren't struggling, but they just might be making bad financial decisions. If everybody had to pay cash, I promise you, wouldn't nobody be at the malls. I promise you. Them, I won't say nobody, but 2/3 of those people would not be at the mall. I just think, credit, they're extending more credit. People to, it's hard to really know who's broke and who's not in a society where you can just like get credit so easily, because yeah, they're gonna hand out more credit, but that's how it goes. It looks fine. It looks fine, and then one day it ain't fine. You know what I mean? Because just to hear how many people are talking about they're struggling, and then yeah, to see people, it's not mapping. So either people are lying about struggling, or a lot of these people we see out here spending money ain't got it to spend. Hey, look what I got, ladies and gentlemen. Something new. Speaking of spending money, it was only $20. I specifically got it for this. I got me a power bank so that when I'm live streaming out and about, I can plug my phone in. Hold on, where are we? Let's see if I can get this to work. Hold on. I think it's charging. We'll find out. Yeah, cool. So yeah, I did that recently. Bought a little power bank off the Amazon. I don't know if it's charging though. It didn't do nothing. Hold on, let's try. The screen didn't change or light up or nothing though. It should be charging. We'll see. It should be. I don't know. I was expecting it to. Hold on. Let me see if I can. Uh-oh. I can't tell if it's charging. Well, it's gonna sit there and pretend charge. Siobhan, good luck getting out the credit card debt. That is true too. Yeah, people get to a point they don't care. You know what I mean? So like, once again, yeah, if you already broke and you already got tons of credit card debt and you get another credit card and eventually you're gonna max it out anyway, yeah, I'm gonna take me a little trip. I'm gonna, get, buy me a nice bag. I think people just like, I'm already overwhelmed. What's a few $100s more on something that'll make me happy? Because I'm feeling so stressed out financially. You know what I mean? Exactly. Yeah, Jay Cortez. Once the people at the bottom stop, it gets too top heavy. The people at the top need the bottom. Once the bottom is done, it's over. It falls over. Are people becoming more aggressive and angry? I mean, I could believe that. People struggling. If you wake up every single day and you just feel like, it's wash, rinse, repeat, and you're still broke, you get paid and you're still broke, after a while it weighs on you. You're going to get angry, you know what I mean? You're going to start acting out. You're going to get aggressive because, like, you're agitated. You're living a life that's not what's the point? That's when we turn to our vices, Clint, I appreciate you, realizing that and speaking it. A lot of people your age don't. I appreciate you being like, hey, both can be true. You can say, I worked very hard, set up the life for myself now, but I understand it's harder for young people. I feel like a lot of people in your generation have a hard time admitting that. A lot of them just stop at, I worked hard, it worked out for me, I don't know what y'all whining about. And I'm just like, it's a different world now. It's a different world from when I was 20. Like, yeah, it's different, It's harder. What up, Retired 2019? Yeah, check being gone right after it's deposited. That's crazy, That true too, Nitra. The negativity we're bombarded with, that don't help. Yeah, that don't help your mood. Do I have scientific inquiries while in nature? I don't know what you mean, Matt. I don't know what you mean. Have I powered on the bank? You got to turn the bank on. There's no on. There's no on switch on the bank. Yeah, there's no on or off switch. You just turn it on. It might be charging. I don't know. We'll see. I got to figure that out. Yeah, Mike 01 David. Totally different world. Different world. Different world. Yeah, I was talking to a friend of mine at work yesterday. Um, and yeah, it's just like, yeah, buying a house is not, you know, a lot of people make decent money, two income household. It just ain't in the cards, you know. Before it was in the cards. It was doable. You may have to wait a couple of, but now it's just like, it's genuinely not in the cards, and it's not because people aren't doing well or okay, or it's just not. Houses too expensive. It's crazy. I mean, that right there shows you how different a world it is, because that's one of the biggest purchases, one of the biggest things in so many people's life is a house, a home. So when you take that out of the equation, we definitely can't sit around and act like it's the same world it's always been. When like people have to, people's like, I'm just gonna rent forever. That totally shifts like the course of their life, you know, for good or bad, however you look at it. But like, it's different. That's most people's biggest financial purchase. When you take that out of the equation, and that's unaffordable, everything's different, you know? You think you're more evil, Corvette Goddess? I mean, I don't like the word evil, but you know yourself. But I mean, some of that could be some of that behavior you're engaging in. It might be messing with your soul, but we'll talk about it. You'll be all right. Do I wonder how? Yeah, Matt, I don't really wonder how nature works. I just accept it. I just appreciate it. I'm not a big. I ponder life, but like nature, I just accept it. Yeah, I'm not really a scientific person. Like I don't like to figure out the nut, like, because I don't really think we can. What makes a tree grow? Yeah, you could read a book and it could say, oh, at the end of the day, it just grows. You know what I mean? Like I'm not the type of person who wants to figure nature out. Like, I just enjoy it. I appreciate it. A tree grows. Now, we as humans can come along and think we know why it grows. Oh, the sunlight mixed with the soil. But the fact of the matter is it grows. I just focus on the fact that it's life and it grows. I don't care about like the nuts and bolts to it, because I don't have a scientific mind. So, yeah, I don't care. Personally. Finland in the building. What up, Hera? Hey, brother, you never had. We here. Orion says, I left my job a few months back. You will be amazed at how much positive feedback I received. People desire to do the same, but can't do the responsibility. I've been there. First off, congratulations. And yeah, I've been there. I was leaving a job. I think this is the last time when I left Big Sky. A couple different people were like, yeah. A, they're like, you're making the right choice. And B, they were like, man, wish I could leave. And it was like people who I thought were like very content with their job. They were just like, good luck, bro. Like, I'm happy for you. Maybe one day I can do it. And that's why I'm all, especially to young people. I want to put the message out there to all my people, teenage years, early 20s. Don't make life decisions that are going to impact you for many years to come just because everybody says this is what you're supposed to do. If you're not sure you want to go to college and get that degree, don't get in credit card debt for it if you're not sure. Don't have kids because everybody says you have to have kids before you're 25 if you don't think you want kids. You know what I mean? If you want to do those things, do them because you'll figure out a way to make it work. But if you're not sure, don't do it because other people tell you to do it because they're not the ones who are going to have to live with that decision for 40 years. And when 20 years from now, you go to them and be like, man, I wish I had never done so-and-so, they're going to be like, well, you shouldn't have done it when they're the main ones telling you to do it now. Trust me. You know, if it's something you want to do and you're willing to face the consequences, do it. But don't do things you're unsure about because, yeah, them things stay with you. I'd love to visit the Amazon one day, Nathan. What up, Mika? Yeah, I got a ton of friends who are, 25 and under, a lot who are 30 and under 30. And yeah, man, I just don't, even the ones who aren't struggling, they not where they would have been in that same situation when I was 20. You know what I mean? Or I was 26. And that kind of bothers me. You know what I mean? Though some of them are out there making some of them decisions, I'm like, you sure you really want to do that? I'm your boy. I'm gonna support you no matter what. But sometimes I'd be like, you sure you want to do that? Like, are you doing that because you want to, or because your mama them said do it? Shout out to your mama them, but she ain't gonna have to live with the decision you make. You are. You know what I mean? I don't know. You want to look back on life, and if you're dealing with something, be like, I know why I'm dealing with this because I decided it was worth it. You want to look back and be like, why did I do that? Why? You know? Hey, Simon, didn't use a credit card for 2 months. Now your debts are starting to reduce. Nice. That's awesome. No, I don't really listen to a lot of classical, Matt. There are some classical songs I like, but I don't really listen to a lot of classical music. I'm telling you, Corvette Goddess, one of these days when I'm not working and I got some time off, I'm gonna come down there and I'm gonna spend like a month in your area. I'm gonna be your personal therapist. I'm free of charge. I'm gonna be your personal therapist. I ain't gonna ask nothing from you. I'm just gonna come down there and we just gotta, we gonna get you right. We're gonna get you right. Cause I feel like you're a good person. I feel like you're a really genuinely like decent person. You be trolling on the internet, but I feel like you are a good person. Key Wellness, what up? Car, you right, Mike, you right. Car notes, car insurance. It's crazy. Like that's another one. Like I get, once again, talking about, say you people want a decent car. You got your first job, you start making money, you young, you want a decent car. There was a time when decent car was affordable. Now it's not. So it's like a lot of times it ain't people being like trying to be extravagant. People just want like regular stuff and it's expensive. That's the really sad part about it, is sometimes people just want regular stuff. It is not out of the question to be like, I just want a Toyota Corolla. Now that's going to run you $700 a month. You're like, I'm not asking for a Maserati. I just want a Hyundai. They're like, well, do you have $800 a month and $150 for insurance? I'm exaggerating a little bit, but like, yeah, it's just when you can't afford basic stuff, there's a problem. But yeah, car notes, car insurance. I got a video. I thought about doing it here. Um, I might do it tomorrow. I'm finally gonna do that car. 10 reasons why you should not have a car. I'm finally gonna do that video. Uh-oh. Yeah, if you got you a good cash car, drive that puppy till she breaks, then get it fixed. Take it down there to the Shady Tree Mechanic and get it fixed. Hey, thank you, Jennifer. Average car price is $47,000. Is that true? That's crazy. Hey, peace. Awesome, awesome. Yeah, I seen old No Can Fan who's been back on the internets. AKA Faducket. That's my boy, you know. So I seen he was back. You know, glad to hear, hearing me and old T Snack's name gave him a little smile. Yeah. I'm glad he's back. I was wondering where he went, so I'm glad he's back. I've been a fan of Drew, No Can Fan Faducket for years, man. You know, he was one of the people that influenced me to start living this lifestyle. So, Mika, credit cards are very prevalent in the U.S. Programming. You know, they make it easy to get credit cards. They send you credit cards as soon as you turn 18, or they used to. They probably still do. It's probably 16 now. And everybody does it, so everybody does it. It's just, I think we just got programmed quicker, and, you know, we just get hit with more of it. So Americans think it's normal to have credit card debt. And lots of it. Like, it's just normal, you know. Russell, since I'm not traveling, it's hard to say if I'm two suitcase Timmy or not, because, like, I'm not traveling. So I only know I'm two suitcase Timmy when I'm putting my stuff in two suitcases. But, like, I wouldn't have a clue now because I've been in the same place for 3 months. So, like, I guess all my stuff still fits in 2 bags, but, like, I don't know. So, I don't know. Ooh, Jay Cortez, you headed to the Netherlands? Nice. Hashtag get your passport. I'm gonna keep telling everybody. Yeah, Nicole, it was definitely by design that we don't have reliable public transportation in this country. Yeah, it was by design. Look it up if you don't believe us. Google it. Why does the public transportation suck in America? And it was by design. The rubber companies, the car companies bought up a lot of the public transportation companies in the 20s and 30s and just like scrapped them out, ran them into the ground, so you'd have to buy a car. Yeah, but Mike, even that, like you said, save 5K, which is hard for a lot of people. You can get a beater car. You used to could get that same beater car for 2K. That's what's crazy. Like even a beater car. Yeah, a $1,000 car doesn't. I used to buy $500 cars, $1,200 cars. You can't find that a lot of places though. If you find a $1,200 car now, it's a mechanic special. That puppy don't run. You know what I mean? So like, now then again, all this might come full circle. We hit some really tough economic times, housing market crash. You know, this 10 years from now, we could be back. You know what I mean? But now we're where we're at. You saw how quick I sniped that? Boom. Yeah, I mean, I feel like so many people, if public transportation was good, would be like, especially now, people would be like, I'm getting rid of this car. You know, so many people now, if they had good public transportation, would sell their car because they could get so much for it, and then they would take the bus. But yeah, you know, you gotta keep it, you know. Nope, not having it. What up, T Black? Hey, see you later, Mo. I mean, I'm sure there's areas where a good credit score helps. It's not a game I've really been that interested in playing up until now. But I feel like, I know for me, I'm not going to go out of my way to try to get a good credit score. But I'm sure there's areas where it helps. But typically areas that involve debt. Gas was 89 cents when you was a teen. Yeah. Which, I mean, gas, honestly, what is it, 3 something now? That's still pretty cheap. Gas is one of the things that we talk the most about, but I think it's still relatively cheap for what a gallon of gas has to go through to get to your car. There's so many other things that have inflated way more than gas that we just accept. But gas, because the news talks about it every time it goes up 20 cents, gas is one of those things that, like, it's honestly has not as inflated as much as other things when you think about it. Oh, sure, Russell. Cool. I think I got minimalism is definitely on my list of video topics. So, SB, just air fry some steaks in Michigan. Okay, let's go. Yeah, I'm telling you, a lot of this is by design. A lot of this stuff, like, all they got to do is say inflation, and then they can raise, like, you got to think about it. Basically, companies say, oh, it costs more for us to make the product, so we have to charge you more. But my thing is, like, if you keep going far enough back down the line, for example, they say, oh, it costs more for us to, like, sell you this coffee because it's costing us more. Are they really paying the coffee farmer more? Is the coffee farmer charging them more? Probably not. Why did the coffee farmer's prices go up? It probably didn't. They just said, oh, it's inflation. Your coffee costs 50 cents more now, and they're just keeping the profits. There's some things where you're like, yeah, it probably costs more now for them to do it. But there's a lot of things it doesn't. They just say it does. And since we're all like, oh, inflation, we believe it. But, like, if you really think about it, they'll be like, oh, it costs more for us to transport the coffee from Brazil to here. 50 cents a cup. It's greedflation. A lot of it's greedflation. People disagree with me. I could be wrong. I think it's greedflation. They're just inflating the prices because they can. Yeah, car insurance goes up. Is it really costing them more to insure your car? $100 more? If they was like, hey, it's going up $10. Okay, but yes, it does. Yeah, we trying to put the little inspiration out there. Like, we don't have to fall for their game. That's what if you know that and you still fall for it, cool. Do what you do. But, like, I just want people to know you don't have to fall for it. It's a game. You're grown. Coffee's so cheap in Finland. I believe it. I'm telling you, we pay more in America for, like, everything. But there's other places around the world, same product is cheaper. So that lets me know it doesn't have to be that expensive. It doesn't have to be that expensive. If they can sell coffee for cheap in Finland, and Finland gets their coffee from the same place we get it from, why is it's more expensive here? Because we'll pay more. It probably costs them more to ship coffee to Finland because they don't buy as much as we do. It's probably cheaper to ship coffee and all sorts of things to America, and we pay more for it. It's crazy. Once you see it, once you realize it, that's why, I appreciate the people who are staying, trying to fix America, but I understand the people leaving. Yeah, the thrift stores aren't even The average thrift store is so overpriced now. It's not even. They should legally have to take thrift from in front of their name. It should just be store. You know, Russell, I don't know what I live off in a year because I don't keep track. Like, you know, it's not until like I do my taxes that I really even know how much I made in a year. I'm really just like I say, when I get money, I pay the bills, which I have very few bills now. I pay the bills. You know, I put money in savings. I invest a little money. I do my charitable giving. What's left over is for me. So I really don't. If it's a good month, I got more left over. If it's not a good month, I got, you know what I mean? So I don't really know. I couldn't tell you what I live off of. Because it's not until like April when I do my taxes that I even know how much money I made during the year. Like, I'd be like, oh, okay. Some years I'll be like, ooh. Other years I'm like, oh, okay. See, darling, thank you. Super Chat Squad, thank you so much. So great to see you, Tim. I'm late to the live, but always happy to see you. Hope you're doing well. I am blessed. I hope you're doing well too. Let me give you a like on that if it'll let me. Boom, it did. Yes. Thank you so much, Super Chat Squad. I appreciate the love. Thank you. We here. Doing well. Better late than never. Kenya, you left America 2 years ago? More and more people leaving. Dollar store is not a dollar no more. Nope. I actually like McDonald's coffee. I do. When I had my apartment in Denver, I'd walk down to the McDonald's, get me $1 coffee until they start messing it up. Yeah, I do like McDonald's coffee. Oh, that is one thing I forgot. Yeah, I put aside money for taxes. I forgot to say that. I kind of consider that part of saving, but I do. Yeah, I put aside money for taxes. I'm good. Yeah, like I'm telling you, I'm pretty financially responsible. Yeah, like I don't live on the edge because like I save a decent amount. So like a lot of people, because I don't budget, might think I'm being irresponsible, but it's like, no, I save. I've always been a saver. So like I save. You know, and in this time of year, like fourth quarter, I really go into like saving mode because I know taxes are coming 7 months from now. So I start being like, okay, where are we at? Boom, boom, boom. But yeah, I mean, it's not very on the edge because like I'm a good saver. So, and there's always like worst case scenario, you have to like sell some of your investments, which I'm not trying to do anymore, but so no, I'll be good. Yeah. Like that's what's that, like my first job ever. And no one told me. Like my parents didn't come to me and be like, save money. I was just like, I want a car, so I better save up for it. 6 months into it, went and bought me a car. My uncle was a mechanic. My mom called him, hey, my son wants a car. He found one. We went and bought it. Boom. You know what I mean? Like, it just never occurred to me to blow my money because I wanted something. You know what I mean? Like, I want to continue living this lifestyle. So, like, and there's nothing I really want to buy. Like, I'll buy a new shirt. This shirt was like $9. You know what I mean? I'll buy shirts and stuff, but like, I don't know. Mika, see you later. Corvette Goddess, I'm gonna need you to live to like 85. Nitro, I have to file. Yeah, I have to file. I pay every year. I have to file and I have to pay every year. So we write the IRS a decent check every year. So the first year, it hit me. The first year there was a comma, because you go from getting money to like paying, and then the first year, like I had to write them a check. That hurt because I wasn't planning on it. But now I know, so I'm used to it now. As long as I have enough money to pay my taxes and still have some money in the bank, I'm fine. I have to pay because YouTube doesn't take taxes out. So I have to pay taxes on my YouTube money. So um, and we're blessed. You know, like I said, I can't complain because that means I made good money. So you know what I mean, or okay money. So like, yeah, YouTube doesn't take taxes out, so I gotta pay taxes on that money. No, even with tax write-offs, like once again, like I'm pretty financially responsible. So like, I do my taxes. You know what I mean? So I research write-offs. Boom, 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 boom. I come across as a very just like, yeah, whatever. But like, yeah, I do my taxes. Even with all the write-offs and everything, I owe. You know what I mean? Like, it's, you know, I think that's one side to like when all the content creators who like to talk about how much money they make and all that, they don't tell you about the taxes. You know what I mean? So it'd be, yeah, you know. But I mean, it's the same of what anybody else is paying roughly. So like, I can't complain. Like, if I was making that money at a 9 to 5, I would have had to pay roughly the same tax, probably more actually. They would just take it out before. So it's just like they either take it out before or take it out at, you know what I mean? So like, people just don't like paying taxes. If I got the money to pay it, I'm happy. Like I don't. Once I realized like there's a reason you have to pay taxes, and I stopped being mad about it, it's fine. Like I just know come April I gotta write the IRS a check. Okay. And as long as they don't write me back and say I owe more, I'm good. You know. Thank you, Corvette Goddess. Yeah, I mean, blessed. I can't complain. You know what I mean? I cannot complain. I would have never thought my channel would get this big, or that, you know, I have all the blessings that came from it. But, you know, hashtag blessed. You know, once again, I try not to overanalyze it. You know, sometimes in life you're like, man, how did I? No, I try not to overanalyze it. I just keep working. You know, people always like, what are you gonna do if your YouTube channel goes away? We'll just do something else. You know what I mean? Like if the hopefully it doesn't, but if this blessing ever comes to a halt, well then I'll be grateful I had it for 12 years or whatever, you know? We'll just figure out something else. We're not gonna be broke. You know, we'll figure something else out. So, you know. Had to take a big pay cut to stay employed. Sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear that. Yeah. By the way, on this channel, you know, we pay our taxes. I'm just gonna put that out there. On this channel, we pay our taxes. Or whenever I'm talking about it, I'm gonna state unequivocally, I ain't got a problem with paying taxes. I pay my taxes. So that's why I blocked one person, because you're not gonna be all caps talk about not paying the taxes. No. Nope. Raider, it's not so much, it's not based on a certain type of revenue. It's based on tax bracket, a lot of other stuff. So I really don't know the exact percentage, because, you know, I use my tax program and it figures all that up. But yeah, I don't really pay attention to the percentage. I just know what I gotta pay. But like I said, I always set aside a couple days and we go through and we do our research and we look at, you know, we try to get our write-offs, our deduct, like yeah. I even overestimate income sometimes, because like there's other little things I do get income in. Like I'm telling you, I pay my taxes and then some, because I don't want no problem with the IRS. Yeah, I got other things. You know, it's not worth it, Janine. It's not worth it. I just pay it and then move on. But like, the more you're like, oh, I don't like it, the more, it bothers. You know, it's 2 days out the year. I figure out my taxes, I pay it, move on. You know, other people just sit around and worry about it. And I don't think about it, bro. As long as they don't send me nothing saying I owe nothing, I don't think about it, bro. Like I don't know. I don't know. That's just me though. Russell, I might do that. I might start doing Throwback Thursday again. Jonathan, I don't know the nature. You asked when do I think I can start doing YouTube full time? The problem is the internet is changing. So I don't know. AI is going to throw a big monkey wrench in content creation. I don't know. You know, so that's not a goal I have. Not to mention when I'm just when I take months off and I'm just living off my online income, I start to get bored and lonely and all kind of stuff. So that's not a goal I have of like one day I want to only never, you know what I mean? Just because the nature of the internet is different now. You could be putting in the same work and making less money. You could be getting the same views, you know what I mean? So like, I don't know. I just kind of go with it. It's really blessed. You know, I just kind of go with it. I don't know. I'm kind of enjoying working again, so. Ray, I don't vote, so I don't have anybody on the election. Respect to anybody who votes and believes in politics, but you can't keep running the same game on me every 4 years. Nope. Ever since I was in 8th grade and they said electoral college, I said, not sure that's for me. Nope. Y'all have fun with that. You know, I'm good. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know anybody who's happy right now with the choice, but we still voting. Everybody's like, the past 2 elections, everybody been like, I'm like, well, why y'all? Well, we got to vote for one. No, you don't. But hey, if you want to vote, vote. I'm not saying don't vote, but I just don't have the time for it. Mecca, I'm good. You feeling great? Nice. Being alive and feeling good is the best thing ever. Let's go. Mike, it's the same nonsense. Like, they told us it's important, so we feel like it's important. But if you ever stop and take the time, you're like, wait a second, is this really doing anything? When was the last time there was a candidate in there that you genuinely feel like did something for any of us? That's all I'm saying. Yeah, that's all. I'm just asking. What up, MT? Aria, I've never had a spouse. I've never been married, so I don't know how that works. Whether you have to look for them or whether it comes to you. I don't know. I believe in like a balance in most things though, so I think like, you know, there's some work involved, but then also there's some sitting back and letting things happen. So someone, what up? Oh, you don't get policies either, Ray? Okay, cool. Best advice for new YouTubers, Vic? Consistency. Find something you love to talk about and just stay consistent with it. Like, if you're gonna do a video once a week, do a video once a week. Most people just don't stay consistent. And then once you stop staying consistent, it's very easy to stop, totally. So I think consistency is the biggest key. What up, Moto? Everything else that comes with it, you'll figure out if you stay consistent. You'll get better at titles. You'll get better at thumbnails. You'll get better at editing. You'll get better at all the other stuff if you do it week in and week out, or once a month, whatever. But like, I think so many people worry so much about the other stuff that they don't have time to make videos. You know, buying a $3,000 course about making YouTube videos and spending all your time watching that course isn't as good as just 3 months of making YouTube videos. So yeah, you have to have something that's why I say my main advice is find something you care about, want to talk about. Most people are like, oh, what'll make me the most money? I'm gonna talk about that. And then that's why they can't stay consistent, because they get bored with it. It's like, yeah, talking about auto insurance is good for AdSense revenue, but it's boring as hell. You know what I mean? So like, fine, it comes like, I feel blessed because like I started YouTube talking about stuff I cared about. I didn't even know you can make money when I started on YouTube. I almost didn't sign up for the partner program because I was like, what is it? You know what I mean? This is too much work. But like, now that everybody knows you can make money, and I think a lot of times people are doing it for the money, it makes you kind of more inclined to pick a topic that there's more money in, and that makes it easier to get bored because you're like, I don't really want to talk about RVs. Vic, thank you. Super Chat Squad, thank you so much, Vic. I appreciate that. Thank you. So yeah, I would say find a topic you care about and then just talk about it, you know? And decide, I'm gonna do this once a week, every 2 weeks, once a month, and stick to that. Because if you start worrying about the subscriber, which subscriber count doesn't matter much anymore anyway, just putting that out there. If you start worrying about subscriber count and views and all that, yeah, it's easy, those things will make you stop. But if you just like, hey, even if 5 people watch this, next week I'm putting out another one. You know what I mean? Like, that's how you eventually get to the place where you might get to where you're trying to get to. Russell, I don't get a ton of emails. Anyone who like emails and DMs, I try to respond, but if I can't, I can't. You know, I don't beat myself up if I don't, just because I feel like I put myself out there a lot anyway. So if I get around to responding to emails and DMs, cool. But if I don't, I'm not mad at myself about that. I think you have to get to that point where, because you can fall into a trap of thinking you have to answer everything. And it's like, no, like, that's kind of something you do when you can't, you know what I mean? Thank you, Vic. What do I enjoy in life? I enjoy hiking. I enjoy YouTube. I enjoy watching the WNBA. I enjoy chicken wings. I enjoy hanging out with my friends. Nicole, you quit YouTube every 2 months. I'm telling you, it happens. It's easy to. It's hard, you know what I mean? And like, the reason why consistency is like my biggest advice, because it's like the hardest thing to do. To come up with topics week in and week out, make the video, it's hard. It's hard to do, you know? But like, that's the name of the game, you know? If you can stick with it and keep going, eventually it probably is going to lead to something good. But yeah, it's I mean, that's a lot of the creators, that's why they got to where they got, is just they just stay consistent, you know? Consistency, I think, is way more important than like the personality. A lot of, you know what I mean? You'll find the people who like you if you're out there, you know? But yeah, if you ain't out there, you'll never find them. Odin, thank you. You know, I do feel, I think we all have our gifts, and I do feel like this is one of mine. So I feel very blessed that I found the internet. Yeah. Corvette, I don't get as many stalkers as you. Like you get a lot of hate, like you do, and that's because I think part of that's you're an attractive woman, so you get a lot of people just the moment they see you don't like you because of jealousy. You be trolling too, so that. But you know what I mean? I feel like YouTube can be harder for some people. Because I mean, you know, people come at me, but what can they say? You know, people aren't intimidated by me. You know what I mean? Like, I get some hate, but I feel like you know, get a lot more hate than, you know. So I think it's harder for some people. Do I have a hiking horror story? Oh no, actually no. What up, Jeremy? MT, yeah, I do. I like live streams because I can just sit down and talk and we're good. Videos, it's, you know, I got to figure out what I'm going to talk about. It's just me sitting somewhere talking, you know, like I like making videos, but honestly, I prefer live streams. Now, you got to do videos just because everybody doesn't like live streams and they love telling me they don't. Yo, live stream too long. And like videos, the virality of videos is usually, you know, it's hard to get a live stream to get 50,000 views. So you got to do your videos for the views. That's how you get your AdSense. But yeah, if it was up to me, I would just do live streams all day, you know, unless I had a real, you know, like I'll be honest, some videos I do because I'm like, oh, I want to make this video. Some videos I do because I'm like, I need a video. Those feel like work, you know. But some I'm overjoyed to do, you know what I mean? So, but live streaming, I'm pretty much always, it's rare I do a live stream and I don't want to do it. Very rare. It'll be like I haven't streamed in 3 weeks and I'm like, man, I got to do something. Other than that, like I'm always like overjoyed to live stream. Thank you, Russell. Hey, you know, live stream king, we here. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I was trying to go 2 hours, but I have got to use the restroom like something crazy. You might can see me over here fidgeting. So yeah, I'm gonna have to jump off, run over there to the bathroom. I made sure I was streaming close by a bathroom. I knew this was gonna happen once this coffee got through me. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. I enjoy doing these these early morning streams. The numbers were great, so thank y'all for coming. Big shout out to the Super Chat Squad. Thank y'all so much for being a part of that. You don't have to, and you do, so that's amazing. I will never not be amazed by your generosity and support. Thank y'all so much. Hope you have a great day, great afternoon, great morning, wherever you're at in the world. I love each and every one of y'all. Hopefully this did something for y'all as it did for me. Ooh, 222 likes. That's my number. I'll talk to y'all later. Love y'all.